Okay, so I just tried twice. This will be thrice to record a YouTube video, and there are so many stupid hoops and hurdles to jump through. Like the second time around, I thought I got damn near solid gold. Like I had perfected what I was going to say. I'm not using a script or anything like that. I'm just going off the top of my head. But my main thing was I was reading a story called Stub Peter from 16th century Germany, and it's a historical account of the werewolf of Bedburg. Even though the story says that, well, yeah, it was in Bedburg, but I guess Bedburg is the larger province, and there's a smaller one in it called Cologne, Germany. And so I went through, it ran 22 minutes long, even though it's only like a 7-page story, because I just kept talking so much about things I was reading in it. And my cat jumped on my lap and wouldn't shut up, and I had to let him in the room and everything. So this one, I don't even know if I'm going to read or reread the story over again. Because that just, it feels repetitive. It seems like a losing battle at this point, like the gods are against me. And so, yeah, it was a really fun story if you're into that sort of thing. It's very gory. It's fucked up, but I'm sorry, I'm watching a movie in the background right now. I've got a Trick or Treat on right now, but so my attention is wandering, visual images and all that. But yeah, so I guess I'll recap. Like the conclusions I came to here was that I was thinking in my mind afterwards that vampire stories are all about sexuality. And I read a really interesting scholarly article that was included in this edition of Bram Stoker's Dracula I have, because we've all seen the movie and the movies and the movies after the movies after the movies about vampires and everything. And you can go 1,000 different ways with vampire myths. But it seems to me, from what I read from that, like analyzing it analytically, the vampire myth, at least in the modern era, is vampires are a stand in for sexuality. And I would agree about 95% with that. Like when you watch Bram Stoker's Dracula with Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder, or Keanu Ryder and Winona Reeves, whatever. When you watch that, yeah, it's drenched in sensuality. But werewolves are a different beast entirely. When I was reading this, because stories of werewolves don't go back quite as, and my cat is doing it again. I just set my painting easel in front of the door, and this strong mofo he just pushed my door open. Now I'm feeling self-conscious because my wife's in the other room sleeping. Here he comes. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. So yeah, now I'm probably gonna shut up. But yeah, I was just gonna say that werewolves seem to be more of a stand-in for serial killing, and I know that might be a stretch, but I don't really think so. When you read one of the original tales, it's all about a guy who he just wants to commit acts of cruelty and kill people and everything. So he asks the devil to give him a pelt, and when he puts it on, he can transform into a wolf. But this serves a very utilitarian purpose: the shifting into the wolf. It's not because he loves nature and he wants to sniff the dirt, scratch, howl at the moon, nature lover boy, right? It's because he wants to be able to commit these heinous acts so that he's in wolf form, so that no one will ever recognize him. One of the points I made was that this reminded me of how Ted Bundy was real life serial killer, was constantly changing his physical appearance. Like some months he would have a beard, some months he wouldn't. Some months he would have hair this color, some months he wouldn't. And it was all so that he would be able to keep committing killings. And so yeah, I guess that's now that I have to recap, kneecap this all and everything is that I thought that like monsters in horror films, to me these days, my evolving sensibility about them is they are obviously they're metaphors. I'm from kind of like I found out I'm sort of like the Clive Barker school here. They're metaphors that Clive doesn't believe in anything supernatural, but he uses them as metaphors to belay the point again. So I think there's still unexplored ground here, like as far as werewolves are not sensual creatures as was portrayed, like I guess in the Howling sequence of films or an American Werewolf in Paris or anything like that. Vampires to me are the new metaphor for repressed or oppressed sexuality. Werewolves are basically, that doesn't make much sense when I'm being that reductive here, but werewolves are serial killing, violence, the id on parade, the destructive impulse. And you want to wear another mask to be able to do that, but you still want to be able to return to normal life. So cunning. Ghosts just came to me. Ghosts are the most obvious monstrous metaphor for our fears and anxieties about the way that Clive Barker puts it is hopes for heaven. I would, it's like maybe there is life after death. The thing that scares me most in life is what if there's nothing? So that can be a very liberating thought or a very enchaining one. Like if there's nothing, you might as well live a great life. If there's nothing, you still, but yeah, so monsters as metaphors. And I could go on and on and on. The next one I'm thinking of is what the heck is a mummy supposed to psychologically express to a mass audience? What are we supposed to be getting under their skin with when we write mummy stories? What are we supposed to be, because I think artists do have a function in society, not to make it too much of a job description or anything, but yeah, I mean, so all these random ass wandering thoughts right here, and cat on a lap and everything, but at least, hey, you got the Rubik's Cube, whatever they call it, version of what I was reading that was too long for YouTube unless I become a verified user, and I can't be bothered with that. So I hope you enjoyed my rambling. I don't know how to end these things. I'm not going to say, what up, my guys, or anything, but yeah, I enjoyed talking to this stupid camera in the corner of my room. Yeah, so I think I'm going to end it here. I hope not too awkwardly. If I do, whatever. I'm one drop in the gigantic sea of YouTube, and nobody's ever going to notice this, so what the hell? But yeah, rambling about monsters. There we go. Bye.